Everything earned, it is not given.
All right, we'll open this with dedication to my mom. All right. And don't worry, it's not going to get too sad. Okay. If y'all don't know, my mom passed away a few years ago. Yeah. And died young. Hairdresser for, I don't know, 40 years or something like that. She was from the old school days, you know. She would have been 72. And July 29th, her birthday. And so I wanted to do this, dedicate to her, and it relates to all of us, right? She got me into hairdressing. My mom went into beauty school in high school. They used to have programs like that. I don't fucking know why they don't have it anymore. You know, Paul Mitchell instead, you know, charge you $25 million for fucking 1 year of, like, you know, whatever. You get out and learn nothing, but you think you know everything, right? These kind of things. All right. And then they got to get knocked on their ass, right? You all know. And I mean, I didn't even go to a Paul Mitchell school, and I got knocked on my fucking ass for sure, dude. But I had like, I had a, let's just say, an ego problem when I was a young man. And my mom got me into school, right? So my mom, she from the Bay Area. She a fucking Valley girl. You know what I mean? And, you know, she's one of these hairdressers, right? And we opened the salon, you know, a few years before she died. Thank God, right? And I didn't know it was coming, right? She died of dementia. She had vascular dementia, died at 67, you know? And I took care of my mom all the way till the end, you know? I went down. She ended up, you know, she's from Bay Area. She's Toll Valley girl, right? She kind of spent time, grew up a little bit in Chula Vista in San Diego, and then came up into Santa Cruz and Castro Valley, which is like East Bay. Okay, you know, shout out to all the, you know, Bay Area peeps, whatever. My mom was from that whole thing. And my mom started working for my grandparents before she even met my dad. And so she went and got, you know, she's Irish Catholic, fucking mom married her off real quick, right? And my mom was like from the 70s, you know what I mean? She was a fucking, she's like, she was like a feminist type, but hate feminists. You know what I mean? She could like tell you the playbook. This is what my mom used to be like this, okay? She'd be like, you know, women should just stay, you know, their place is in the home, you know? I'm like, Mom, you work every day of my fucking life. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Like that. Like in her fucking head, she's a homemaker and she never cooked dinner a day in her life. You know what I mean? Like this. But like, hey, listen, whatever if that's for you, whatever, we'll let you believe whatever you want, right? So she comes back when she's, you know, young woman and gets divorced and decides, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go travel the world. She get a hairdresser already. She joins World Airway Airlines, and anybody that's up in that age group will know what I'm talking about. International, and she flew all over the world, you know. And she just did it to fuck it off, you know? Just go see the world, right? And it was kind of like the thing. You got to wear the outfit, right? You got to wear the outfit. And during that time, it was like Vietnam going on, right? And there was all these refugees from Cambodia, Laos, whatever. And she got her DOD card, went over there, and helped the DOD, the Department of Defense, like bring these refugees back. And she did that, and she kind of got, you know, she did it for a few years and went back to my grandparents and was like, hey, I want to start working. They're like, oh, we're going to put you at this Hayward shop, you know? She goes in there and there's a fucking good looking younger man. My dad was 7 years younger, okay? So my mom's a fucking cougar. And she picked him up, you know. Before you knew it, she was pregnant, and they come out here to Reno, and get married with me in there, fucking 9 months pregnant, you know. But, you know, my mom and dad were, like, madly in love, you know. They were madly in love, and everyone knew that. They were like, my dad was crazy about her, you know. And my mom was good looking lady, you know, green eyes, Irish chick. She had red hair, kind of like what I got. and 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 so she, you know, they had 3 kids, and you know, my dad passed away. He like, I did an episode on the other podcast when Dad's a fucking gangster, right? You know, he's rolling heavy. You know, he blew himself up in a warehouse like fucking Walter White and shit. You know, but he was also an amazing chemist. You know, he was an amazing chemist. Never graduated high school. Dropped out in 9th grade, like that. But he was an amazing chemist. He's self-taught, yeah, like this. And so my mom just fell in love with this guy, and they fell in love, and they ran away to the mountains, right? My mom always wanted a cabin in the mountains, yeah. So she lived up there for like 37 years, something like that. And she worked in that area, and the craziest part, amazing part about this is I have a few of her clients still to this day. So some of her clients came over to me, and we talk about her all the time. And she was OG hairdresser, okay? We used to go, when I would come up, I would always be working in the city, and I'd come up to see my mom, whatever, and she'd always line up weddings, right? Because up in Tahoe, right, Lake Tahoe, there's fucking million weddings, like literally, a year. And so my mom would line it up, and I would just take a weekend. I'd go bust a wedding with her, and she would just tease the fuck. Anybody, 70s, 80s hairdressers, y'all could tease that shit, right? She could tease it. She could curl it. So she was the best. I worked in LA, I worked in Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and I never came across, even the best hairdressers, high paid, could never do hair as good as those old school hairdressers like that. They could wrap a perm, they could wrap a roller set, they could fucking tease the hair. This is a lost profession, and my mom was amazing at it. And then I would just put the hair up, and we just assembly line it, She would just prep them, boom, 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 and then I would just put the hair up, pin, 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 and then just like that. And we used to do it like that. My mom begged me forever, like, we should open a salon. And I was like, man, I don't know, dude, it's up in the woods. I don't know. What am I going to do in the lake? You know what I'm saying? And so finally, I just got to this place where I was like, you know what? This is the time. And so we opened a salon together a few years before she went out. But, everything about this episode, as you'll hear, is kind of based around some of her vibe, right? That is very much in our industry. Here we are, caffeine addicts. See, this is how she drink these fucking crazy drinks. I don't know. Maybe that's what took her out. I don't know. Not eating and fucking caffeine and hairspray and fucking perm solution. Who knows what happens? All right, you know what I mean? No gloves, and but yet, you're like an expert in nutrition. You know what I mean? You ever be like, how we are all like that, hairdressers. She drink Go Girl. I don't even think they fucking make that anymore. She drink this crazy, or rock stars and all this. And she always called it a sports drink. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. But then she was an expert in all things naturopathic medicine. And we're all like that. Oh, you have that? You want a little bit of tea tree mixed with, we're all fucking like this, And so, and you'll see this through this podcast today. But but for real, my mom was, though. She was legit. She was legit, dude. Some of the things, she used to have this book. I think it was called Back to Eden or something. And it had all these fucking crazy, oh, you have high blood pressure? Okay, you're going to want Vietnamese cinnamon. It was like a whole thing. And she's basically like the naturopath / fucking do your highlights. You know what I mean? Like this. And anyways, so, and it just really, that's what I loved about her. Just, she was like this. She was full of contradiction, and I love this because it's real. We're all like that. And it's, the thing about it is we shouldn't be afraid of that. The more that I've embraced that, the more successful I've become with everything that I do. you know? And just like, yeah, who the fuck am I? I don't know, but this is what I think. You know what I mean? And you just kind of roll with it. And yes, we are like into fucking sports drinks, and we are into natural medicine at the same time. I know it's fucking wild, but we're like that. And you know what she wore? I don't even have to say it, right? She wore the platform fucking sandals with the like the the jegging thing, right? Oh yeah, right? That's the look, right? And she always had, she loved this stuff. She'd go shop. My mom was like 60 years old. Go and shop at Charlotte Russe, She, I want to go to Pink, you know what I mean? It's like this. But that's a hairdresser thing, right? It's always that way. So, my mom ended up getting remarried, and he went in 2016, massive heart attack, right? And so, dude, she had two husbands, and she's like, she was always like the kind of mom, my mom never told me, she didn't tell me she loved me till I was like 19. You know what I mean? Because she grew up like Irish Catholic hardcore motherfuckers, right? They're hardcore. Dude, she beat the shit out of my fucking stepdad, And he would never lay a hand on her. Probably because he was scared, Because it was like that, right? She was scary, And she had that intuition, right? You all women got that, right? But she was funny about it. Like kind of hairdresser like. She'd be like, oh, that woman. That woman's I don't like that woman. And I'd be like, why, Mom? Trash. And be like, whoa, dude, you don't even know. And then it turns out it would be true. It would be like that, And anyways, my mom started going down. She was in the salon with me, and I kept her. And I have a shout out because there was a in our town, right, small town up at Kings Beach in Lake Tahoe, okay, North Shore. There's a small salon there that I'm friends with the owner, and she let my mom work there, and because my mom wanted to keep going, right? Because like I was saying, she wasn't like, see, in her mind, she was like grandma, motherly, whatever, but she was not that, right? She was completely like worker, independent. She had to go tanning and go to fucking Charlotte Russe, nails done, right? This thing with the fucking platform sandals, all right? We all know. And she worked like till the end. I mean, she's misplacing things, putting things in drawers, but we let her. I let her come to my salon a little bit where I was at, and because we ended up selling. We had to sell, our place. We had it for like 3 years. It was a great experience. We built the fucking thing together, and it was amazing, right? We designed it together, right? But she's putting things all over the place. But I tried to let her do that, I mean, I was crazy. I mean, I let her fucking drive. Somebody goes, aren't you nervous? She's driving all over the place. Like, are you nervous she's gonna hit somebody? I'm like, I don't fucking know them. I'm sorry, I don't fucking, who are they? I don't know them. I know my mom, and I don't want to take her fucking keys. So if you want to deal with her, and she was hell on earth. I told her, because here's the thing, and this is another thing. You're going to kind of get an idea of my mom here. So she worked in Truckee, California for a long time like that. And she would go, and there's a hospital there. And at the back of the hospital, they have like a little nursing home. And she'd go there once a week, sometimes just once a month. She'd skip around and volunteer to do those ladies' hair. That's fucking crazy. For free. She would do that. And she did it like that for years. No one asked her to do it. She never really talked about it. She never told anybody about that. But I just remember her doing that. She would always do that. And it gets me. Think about that, because this is what's made me be very passionate about this industry, and very passionate about women in this industry too. I did an episode last week on how men have been dominating in that industry, and and it's not even just women in the industry, okay? There's women at the top, whatever, and they do all their things, okay, whatever, but I mean, like, You know, women that like raise their kids and they fucking go to work and they bust it out and they, man, you guys all have my heart, you know, for real. And it's just not enough. Like, I just don't feel like I go back to the product companies and there's no fucking emphasis on this at all. You know, single mothers and like just busting ass and fucking doing it's just not enough, dude. And it just has my heart. This industry, like, yes, there's a lot of different demographics in this industry, right? And we know who they are and everything. But like the women that raising the kids and they're doing the thing and they're running a household, and y'all are amazing. You know what I mean? I just want to say that because my mom was like that, and you're a pillar of the community, and people should fucking care about that, and they fucking don't, you know. But I do, you know. West Coast Blondes does, right? So at the end, you know, my mom, you know, she gave him fucking hell, man. When she finally made it to the hospital level when she got sick, right? And she fucking run, right? She tried to escape all the time, right? She made the fucking news here. You know, they had a helicopter looking, and she was like this. And we found her once. She had gone to the casino. I don't know. She had fucking chips in there. You know, like she was a lot to handle, right? And so, but by the end, she ended up down in Vegas, and I was putting it in a tough place. I didn't want to do it, but, you know, didn't have the support. And so she was only down there for a little bit. And I go down to see her, and she's fucked up, right? And they go, you know, she's got a week. What the fuck, you know? And the first time, I'm like, what do you guys do to her, dude? She's a mess, you know? So I go, fuck this. I had a Tacoma at the time. I pull it up. I go, I'm fucking loading her in, taking her home. They're like, well, you can't do that. I'm like, you can fucking fight me. I don't care. I'm taking my mom home, right? And I load her up in a wheelchair. I take her down, and I put her in my Tacoma, and we fucking drive back to Reno and back to the mountains, back to where she's from. I called my brother. I said, find a fucking place where she can fucking die, right? And it better be good, you know. And because we don't have time. We don't have a lot of time. And so I spent 7 hours in the car with my mom, just me and her. And that was one of the greatest experiences of my life, hands down. Because she came back, she died like, I don't know, 3-4 days later. And we're always at work, you know? Always, right? Big things happen. Where are you at? Fucking doing somebody's hair. That's how it was. And they called me, said, boom, your mom passed away. And so I went and I had to pick out, I don't want to get into that stuff, but with some family members, but I had to pick out the casket. I picked out all her clothes and dressed her and everything. I was the closest to her, really. And so, you know, the thing was when she went afterwards, took like about a month or something, about 3 weeks, and had the funeral and everything like that. And she came to me in a dream, right? And people that have had people pass know what I'm talking about. She came to me in a dream, and it was just exactly like when I was a kid. I'd be sitting on the bed, I'd be looking at my mom in the bathroom, always doing her makeup, doing her hair, getting ready for work. Getting ready to go work at the salon, you know? And that's how she said goodbye to me. So this is dedicated to you, Mom. Thank you so much. I know you're behind all of this shit. And thank you all for listening.
WCB GHK-Cu combined with keratin protein delivers dual action hair repair. The copper peptide coordinates with free cysteine thiols on damaged keratin to smooth the cuticle surface, reducing roughness, friction, and frizz, while enhancing light reflection for noticeable gloss and silkiness. While the keratin protein fills microgaps and reinforces the fiber structure for improved strength, moisture retention, and resilience. Together, producing smoother, shinier, healthier looking hair, with both immediate surface benefits and support for stronger, better organized new growth.
That incense rolling. Put it wrap around you. Wash those spirits off. pray, you know? You have fucking exorcism coming. It's a movie of the Omen or something. Client's energy coming into you, trying to get rid of it. Form some fucking spell or something. You don't want it on you. You know we're all into that. I know it. I know you're into that. I know you believe that. You cannot be a hairdresser and not fucking believe that. Right? There'd be times where it's like every fucking client has cancer. Like all of a sudden, what the fuck? The husband, this person, that, and it's terrible, it's sad, all the things, of course, okay. But it's like all at once, they come in. It's like every single one, right? And then you're like, whoa, shit, you know? I don't want that fucking energy on me, you know? Just fucking performing the fucking ritual, get it off. You know, I gotta shower it off. Gotta get this shit off me. We're like empathic people, you know? It's like and you know, it's like, look, that alone shows you, right? Do you have all your redheads come the same day? Because it's like that. All of a sudden it's red day. Oh, okay. We're doing brunette and we're doing blonde. It's like, and like the other day, all of a sudden everybody's an alcoholic. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was like right in the morning. My wife said something in the morning, okay? And then, boom, like this, dude. It was like the first client, oh, my husband, he's a fucking... And then this person, and it was like I started going to meetings where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Every single client. And that alone shows you that there's some weird shit going on. No? We feel it, man. It's strange, you know? And you'll get that too. It's like all of a sudden, everybody coming in, it's like relationship stuff, you know? Divorce. It's just like running fucking wild. I don't know and we just catch it. I don't know if there's some like collective consciousness going on and everybody's fucking doing the same thing or whatever, but it's so strange how it works. But we all know this because this is how you build. You know what's funny? Okay, this is what's funny. Everybody's got to think, this is how you build clientele. Let me tell you how to build clientele. How did I build my clientele? Blah, blah, blah. But you know, the reality is we all know this. You build who you are. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that, right? You attract what you are, right? You get clients like that. No, not always, you know? But and listen, it doesn't mean that you like attract the exact person that you are. It's not like that necessarily. But you kind of vibe, you know? Like I have clients, they're, you know, middle-aged woman, you know, fucking kids, all this stuff, and yet they're like an executive somewhere, and we like vibe, right? And then I'll have another chick or some dude, whatever. They're all over the map. We're not all doing the same thing necessarily. We're not all into the same thing, but we all kind of vibe like that. I mean, it's strange how that works. How does that work? I used to work with this fucking. Anyways, that's another story. She is the owner, okay, we all know, right? And hey, I love all the salon owners, but before you were a salon owner, you worked for one like this, right? You know what I'm saying? They're very controlling, yeah? They just have to, they're like type A. And it's kind of tough to be that kind, I think it's tough to be like that in this kind of industry, personally. But all her clients were the same. Right? And I remember she went on like maternity and she tried to give me some of her fucking clients, whatever. And I still have them to this day. So, and we vibed it out, whatever, because they worked better with me. So it's like, how do you figure that out? Like, how's that all work out? You know? And when you're building a clientele, it's just like that. It's this weird laws of attraction. And, you know, it's funny because, like, I'm talking to a bunch of hairdressers. So I could sit here and say, oh, it's weird. But y'all are being like, that's not weird. That's normal, right? But I'm just telling you, everybody else thinks that's weird. Like, they don't get it, you know? Most people, I feel like this is what separates us, all right? And this is why I started with this, like, beginning with, the witchcraft and all this stuff. Because, dude, we're fucking into this weird. stuff we believe, but that like we don't ever think about it this way, And listen, if you're religious, whatever, it's not different, right? We're always believing it's the unknown, yeah. It's the anomalies, it's the things that are unexplainable, right? So if you're like woo woo, you're religious, whatever. We're all kind of like in this industry, sort of like flatten out. We kind of like know that there's like a vibe, right? And we just like. It's funny to me because we just know it and we just go with that and we never fucking talk about it. Like, no one's ever like, okay, you guys, I'm a business coach. How to build your business in the salon. Woo-woo edition. Like, I actually think it's interesting that this is not a thing. Don't you think so? It's kind of fucking weird, right? Because you would think that because of the way we are, we would see this. Could you imagine? Wouldn't it be funny? All right, y'all, this is what we're going to do. You're going to pray to the, what do they always say, source or something. You're going to light incense. You're going to fucking throw salt over your shoulder in the doorway. You know what? And the thing about it is we would be more likely to do this shit than we would like the other program, actually. Somebody was like, if somebody was like, okay, when you go, you're going to throw salt over put cinnamon on your door, okay, and you're going to fucking walk around the room 3 times. You have feng shui, the mirrors go in a certain... Dude, we would fucking do that. Hey, I don't know if I'm giving any ideas out there, but like weird woo-woo shit mixed with hairdressing, dude, it's like a match made in heaven. But what I was saying is like with regular business people, they don't do this. They go to like the weird convention at the fucking, one of the like hotels that are by the airport. What is it always? It's always like that. It's so strange. It's like some fucking weird Ramada or something by the airport, and they go to the convention there and they have like, like a horrible coffee or something, and everybody's dressed in like JCPenney fucking suits and shit, and they and they like, that's how they do like business networking, whatever. Like that's not, but that, look, I don't know, maybe that's the way it is. I don't know. What's our way? Our way is like, all right, I'm just going to manifest. I mean, we don't even think like that. It's just like, we just do it. We come to work and we just hope that the person comes back. I don't know, but look at, I don't know. I feel like hairdressers, we're better business people than business people. I mean, honestly, maybe. I don't know. We have some habits not so good. Yeah. Like, oh, I'll be right back. And, we're always trying to, hey, you got some cash. All right, that's better off the books, whatever, I don't know. Everything's a little bit, oh, yeah, hey, how about that? Oh, I had a cancellation in the morning. Just block it, And we believe in all this stuff, right? And it's like, my wife come on, oh man, what was your day like? Oh, fuck, it was, here, break out the incense, here, fucking, wash that shit away. But I'm telling you, I fucking believe that. Like, I really think so, that there's like there's a weird thing going on, like with our industry and like how attraction, like you notice in the salon that the clients match the fucking stylist. It's like so strange, especially if you work in a salon where everybody's kind of different. You have different vibes of people. You'll get like weird attraction, like that. Also, I don't know, man. You always get the hot girl that cuts some guy's hair, and then all of a sudden they have all these guys, right? And I don't know, I think because I'm a guy in the industry, like I look at that and I go, oh, you fucking dirtbag, dude. I know what you're up to, right? And they don't even know. They think, oh yeah, hey, listen, I know you probably cut a good haircut. For sure, absolutely. But they are not just there for the haircut. I know. I hate to break that to you. This is laws of attraction in another way, It's like that, right? Look, fuck, I know that I probably get that, you know what I'm saying? And I hate that it's like that. But that's another vibe, right? You're like, you want to get that off you. Oh, gross, get that fucking vibe off of us. I just think, when we're touching people's heads, when their hair and everything, they had this thing a long time. This is how it was. I know a lot of people think it's something else, and maybe it turned into that for sure. But the veil, this is interesting for us hairdressers, okay? Just speaking on this weird, if we're on the rant of mysticism and all the weird stuff. The veil originally was to like cover the hair, because the ancients believed that the hair, women's hair, would attract spirits. Right? People are like, why am I fucking listening to this? Listen, this is interesting, okay? And so the hair, but you're gonna know why this is right, okay? So the hair attracts the spirit, so they would cover, when they go in a holy place, they cover the hair with a veil, yeah? And so that's where like that came from. But listen, that's true. That fucking chick comes in and she's like, I just broke up with my boyfriend, cut all my hair off. Right? It's like about that. Like it is weird. There's weird things going on sometimes. I feel like we're in the front end of that. We really get, I think a lot of people that are like the woo-woo types, whatever, are totally missing out, We're on the front fucking lines. I'm saying, people, the chick that, she had the breakup, something happened, whatever. Now she wants bangs. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like removing the energy, but it's like kind of true, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Man, some people might think that's crazy, but there's something about it, and we know it too. Don't we always walk them through it? You always walk, listen, fuck him. You know what I mean? You could do so much better than that, So let's cut some bangs, all right? What do you want? Curtain? You want, What are you feeling, right? You want them sharp so you could really make a statement, or you like trying to go like a little sexier, right? Get that fucking revenge body going. You're going to do that. I know it. I could see it, right? Pumping them up, right? They leave. They're all fucking jacked, I mean, and that goes that way too. Clients come in, they bring their fucking energy, but we also do it too. Sometimes I not too much, it's like too much. I'm fucking rolling out too much, anxiety or something, like caffeine running, too high. I'm like jacking them all up, whatever. And giving like horrible advice. That's always good, I always tell them at the end too, by the way, don't listen to anything I say, right? And that's the way, people don't know. That's the Italian way, right? That's mob shit right there. You just go like, hey, I think this, but then they'll say, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, what do I know? They always say it like that. I have family like that. Yeah. Well, I think, whatever. But, what do I know? It's like they know that you just implanted it in that person's brain. I don't know. I do that. I think when you're like seasoned hairdresser a little bit, you get good at this kind of shit. If you're new in the industry, this is the kind of stuff that actually really matters. Once again, it's like people talking about building clientele, they never really talk about like the real shit, but like doing little ninja moves and talking weird things to your clients, or getting really deep into stuff, like get them real fucking vulnerable, So then you like have they have to come back to you. I mean, they have no choice now. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna cheat on you? They just told you this crazy shit. Like, what are they going to go to somebody else now? They're like, man, I cannot get my hair done anywhere else because I just told that hairdresser like crazy stuff. They could like blackmail me now, dude. Like, I have to keep going. That's the play, right? You just run your clientele like that. You just bring them in. But that's the thing is like, I think most hairdressers, I don't know how this works once again, but like we get people to tell us some crazy stuff, right? But like, it's like we're made for it, I just know people come in and they'll just tell me the craziest shit. I mean, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You told me that. Also awesome. I can't wait to tell my wife about all that. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy to like that they just feel so comfortable to tell you. But I'm telling you, young people, like you're focused all on the work and everything. Listen, you gotta dig in there, right? Open those fucking, go in that fucking basement, right? And open that hatch. What kind of skeletons they got in there, I always say I got a fucking graveyard, right? But I'm telling you, this is the magic stuff behind it, the mystic stuff. There's weird energy like around us. We're really touching it all the time, and I just think it's a thing. Yeah, we all know. You gotta pay attention to
it. West Coast Blondes, Blonde Bombshell. Advanced blonde care, made to keep your hair bright, glossy, and beautifully conditioned. Powered by GHKCU, Bombshell helps support a smoother hair surface, reducing roughness and frizz for a polished, light-reflecting finish. Its acidic pH helps close the cuticle, while its clean violet tint boosts sparkle without leaving blondes dull, muddy, or gray. No fillers, no silicones, no heavy residue to build up or oxidize. Just clean, luminous, touchably soft blonde hair. Bombshell. Shine without the shadow.
All right. I just did the podcast shit I told my hairdresser. Fucking amazing. Love those guys. Great podcast. They have a good setup. They're fucking pros. They know. I see a lot of podcasts for hairdressers, and I just have to comment on this, okay? Because there's other ones. But I did another one on this, and I don't want to say whatever, but listen, there's a lot. Listen, do you ever feel like this? I don't even know. I know you all feel like this. Like, a lot of people talk about us, and they're like one of us, and you're almost like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Are you like an imposter or something? Where do you fucking work? Like, who are you? Where did you come from? Because it doesn't make any sense to me, And there's so much of that, at the top, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, they come and they tell, there's another podcast where I see this shit all the time, and the people that do it and the guests and everything, I'm just like, are we in the same business? Because I have no fucking idea what you guys are talking about. They're all into some other place that is doesn't exist. I mean, the previous episode, we get into weird, really deep situations with our clients, right? We fucking really vibe with them on things. I mean, I've gone through my own life. I've gone through divorce and marriage and kids and all kinds of stuff with my clients. They know me just the same way as I know them, right? And once the one thing about building clientele and having a clientele that is, again, not just really talked about, is this amazing gift that we get to be able to share our fucking life with people that share their life with us, right? It's an incredible journey to be a hairdresser and to be living that way and doing it in a way when people do it authentic, right? And they're like, come in, let's just chill out. I have one client, and I don't know if she's listening. She always takes her fucking shoes off, right? And she just gets up on the chair, crisscross applesauce up on the chair, and she just gives me the fucking tea, And I just know that she couldn't wait, to come and tell me that. I mean, I've had clients come in and drop big things on me, where they told me shit before they told pregnancy and all kinds. They told me shit before they even told their fucking spouse, dude. Before they told their parents, their friends. People come to us we don't, some of us really understand how important we are in the community, but it's a lot of people that do, I bring up the podcast thing because there are all the other places, other shows that I see. And that's what was nice about this one, is because they fucking get it, that they work in the salon, right? And they're not off whatever, okay? But it's too often where we have people are overlords, you know. I did a video earlier about the overlords, the king and queen of L'Oreal and Estee Lauder. But they're overlooking on us, and they don't get us at all. Like, they just don't understand. You know, it's interesting to look at this and compare this as like the beauty industry, right? I find it weird a little bit because, say, for example, like cosmetics, okay, like makeup, fashion, this kind of stuff. I don't categorize us in that area at all. I never have. And I know that we work alongside that stuff, and we do work that way in that arena. But I don't think that we are that at all. I really don't. I just do not think that. You know, I believe that we are like a pillar of our community. I mean, honestly, dude. I mean, listen, if you have a pretty big size clientele, okay, you're talking a couple hundred people that you're a pillar for within a community. And there's a bunch of us, okay? And yeah, maybe not all of us are this way, but most of us are. Really, it's a big part of being, I mean, anybody that's really successful in this industry. And that's what I mean, not financially, okay? You know, I made fun of like the jesters or the celebrity hairdressers because it's true, dude. Like, think about it this way. You imagine that you worked your whole life and in the industry, okay, and you worked your whole life so that you could be labeled celebrity hairdresser, and somebody could take a fucking stupid ass picture of you and put you in a L'Oreal magazine. That's what it was all for. Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm not trying. Dude, I know that's fucking mean, but like, let's just cut this shit for a minute. Isn't that fucking embarrassing? That your whole career, you went to school and the only thing you cared about was that you were identified as a celebrity hairdresser, okay? And then you're the spokesperson for some corporate and mouthpiece for some corporate fucking hair product company. And that's the top for you? And we're supposed to look up to that? I just don't, I'm just not vibing with that. What about the person that has, you know, 200-300 clients that come and are excited to see them, that they have a relationship with them where they text each other about big events and they're there through their life and that person's life. And they built this together to build a salon and share that outwardly with other people and build an entire community that comes in and sees. We're gonna really put that person way down here? This is why I can't understand why big corporate product companies don't use spokespeople that are real motherfucking hairdressers. I think it's embarrassing to be a hairdresser and to sit here and say that your life's journey is to be somebody that is identified as a, quote, celebrity hairdresser, whatever the fuck that even means, okay, right? Like, who is a celebrity? You could say a lot of people are, right? And even if you did somebody's hair, does that even fucking matter? Who is that? But they're just a celebrity. What did you gain and what did you give? Because on a day-to-day, somebody in Iowa, Ohio, Idaho, Colorado, Florida, all of my people, all my fucking amazing sales reps and educators for West Coast Blunts that you have to go and fucking connect with. All right, listen, what we're doing, and you listening, and everybody, you're doing the real fucking work, okay? I mean, that's just what it is. And, there's, obviously, you're picking up the vibe from the last one to this one, but this is really about the fucking meat of this industry, the underbelly that we all know. And when we talk about that, right? We talk about this stuff. But when we're out there, when they have us separated and we walk in the beauty supply, do you really feel like that represents our industry, think about that. The next time you go to a fucking Salon Centric, walk in that bitch, look around at all the advertisements and the way that people are there and stuff, and you think that that represents somebody that is a pillar of a community that people rely on, depend on, and connect with, and that those product companies represent that. Fuck no. No way. It just doesn't. And these hair shows are this way. The educators are this way. Why is nobody stand on a platform and talk about the real shit? How it actually is in the salon. What we look forward to. Who's on the book tomorrow? Oh, fuck. I wonder what's happening with you know? And all the vibes that go on. That's the real shit. That's what we're in this for. Okay? You know what I mean? And so, you know, I feel like it really is like shifted away from that. You know, rolling back to the podcast, you know, I brought that up because, man, it's fucking lit up. You know, and if you haven't listened to it, go fucking listen to it. Shit, I Told My Hairdresser podcast, Spotify, Apple. And, you know, we're on there. He hit me up right away, said, fucking numbers are going. We want you back on again. Right? So I'm like, this is, fuck yeah, I'll do it again, of course, right? We had a great conversation, but you look at the comments section and it's always the same with my stuff, right? I look at a lot of, you know, people that are also out there, you know, there's some of us that roll heavy with numbers and, you know, you look at everything that's out there, right? And the first thing I look at, I don't look at likes, I don't look at nothing like that. I look at comments, right? I don't look at how many they have followers, right? Because most of them are bullshit, right? And so I look at their comment section. If you really want to get to know what your hairdresser is about, your educator, somebody that you follow, look at their comments. Because it's just the same as what we attract in the salon. It's the same there, right? I got all the fucking awesome people. Listen, everybody on West Coast Blonde side, we're the fucking awesome side, right? Y'all rebels, you know? You fucking take no shit, you know? But you're fucking honest, right? You do an honest day of work. You go out there, you give it your best, you care about your fucking clients, right? That's what it's about. That's what West Coast Blonde is about. And that message hit their podcast, and they had never had a guest like us, you know, like that. And I say us because it's not just me anymore, man. It's all of us, right? Rising up, making our voice heard, and it's just swelling. It's swelling. I gained probably 150, 200 followers in 2 days off of that. So many people flooding in, and I don't say that to like boost numbers or boast anything, because it's not about that. What it's about is that's 200 more in our column for more voices that feel fucking heard. And there's more of us for them to hear us. And they are gonna fucking hear us because we're coming. Right? I feel like these hair care companies, they're getting wind of this and they're fucking nervous, okay? Because this podcast, this product company, and what we've been doing on social with all you guys when you go and you comment and everything, it's making a movement. And those guys over at that podcast, they recognize that. They weren't prepared for that, getting blown up in their fucking in their Instagram comment section. And dude, everybody that was commenting on there was people that I recognized, because see, this is the difference also, by the way, just so you know this, right? Anybody that follows me, I will go on your page. If I don't have a chance to, sometimes I don't get everybody, but I try my best to hit everybody's page and like all your stuff, because you know why? Because I love it. I love all your guys' stuff. I'll always try to leave a comment. And if you hit me up, I will always hit you back, right? No matter how big this company gets or whatever, that is always the way I want to be, because it matters, right? Because I'm nothing without y'all, right? We're in this together. I'm on the same team with you guys. And it's about bringing this industry back into our hands and take it away from these motherfuckers. You know? And that's what it is. That's what West Coast Blonde is about.
Shoot these motherfuckers, save your soul. Rap like everybody lose control. I said put that money